When you hear the word Viking, what's the first thing that comes to mind? A fearsome warrior with a horned helmet, right? Charging ashore with an axe in hand, ready to raid and plunder. That's the image we've seen in movies and TV shows for decades. But what if I told you that image is only a small, and somewhat inaccurate, part of a much bigger story? Let's unravel the myth of the Vikings. First off, let's get rid of that horned helmet. There's zero historical evidence that Vikings ever wore them in battle. They were probably just ceremonial. The real story of the Vikings is far more complex and honestly way more interesting than just non-stop warfare. While raiding was definitely a part of their culture, it wasn't their full-time job. For many, it was more like a summer gig. So, if they weren't just warriors, what were they? They were some of the most skilled sailors, explorers, and traders of their time. Think about it. Their longships weren't just for carrying raiding parties. They were incredible cargo vessels. Vikings traveled far beyond Europe, reaching North America centuries before Columbus. They sailed down the rivers of Russia to trade with the Byzantine Empire in Constantinople and ventured into the markets of Baghdad. What were they trading? Everything. They traded amber, furs, walrus, ivory, and even slaves for silks, spices, silver, and glass from the East. They established bustling trade hubs like Horvik in England and Dublin in Ireland, which became some of the wealthiest cities of their time. These weren't just chaotic raider camps. They were organized towns with craftsmen, merchants, and families from all over the known world. So, were the Vikings brutal warriors or savvy merchants? The answer is both. They were opportunists. If a town was poorly defended, they might raid it. If a city was open for business, they would happily trade. They were a dynamic people who adapted to their circumstances, using both the axe and the coin to build their influence across the globe. The next time you think of a Viking, picture not just a raider, but a master navigator and a global entrepreneur. It's a much more accurate and impressive picture. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical deep dives. See you next time.